Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Wondrous people, Wondrous manifestations. This is part 4, searching for your abundance code. Hello, everyone. Hello, Victoria. Hello, Karen. How are you all doing? Celia. Hello, Celia. Good to see you, my dear. How are you doing? I'm so glad, so pleased to see you all on board, beloveds. How are you all doing? Please say remind me where you're calling from in the chat. The chat is open, so it would be nice just to connect. Say hi there, where you're calling from, while we're waiting for some of the friends to come in and join us. Hello. Hello, Victoria. Hello, that's so good to see you. That's fantastic. Great. It's so good to see you. It's so hot. How is it in your areas where you're calling from? I am not listening, so let's see if I can hear you. I think that, let's see. Okay. Aloha, aloha from Kauai. That's awesome. Beautiful, beautiful people. Hi, Robin. How are you doing? Good to see you here as well. Hi, Robin. Good to see you all. 90 and breezy. Well, it's 31 degrees Celsius here, where we're calling from here in Canada. And yes, it's quite hot. And yes, the wildfires are still on in different parts of Canada, unfortunately. And we know that the sun is actually in huge full activity these days. And of course, this must be contributing to all of these, heat waves that we are experiencing at this time. So it would be nice just to share what temperatures are you experiencing where you're calling from now. What's the temperature where you are at now? Well, I can imagine that in in Kauai, it must be quite hot, isn't it? Wow, 75, about 80, 82. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes. I think that we are almost on the same page in terms of heat waves and this heat that is actually telling us that, in fact, it is that we're in full process of ascension, people. I know that in 3D terms it's quite chaotic and it's not comfortable. But for us on the path, we know that something is going on with the sun, that the sun is actually blessing us with an actualization of our, uh, all of our energy fields and our auric field, our all of our energy systems actually, and it can affect the other bodies, the mental body, the emotions, even memory. How are you experiencing memory? Are you feeling some sort of confusion or something relating to uh, short memory span these days? How is your energy levels going? As far as I'm concerned, I am experiencing some lower levels of energy lately in the past 2 weeks. So yeah, tell me in the chat, how are you experiencing your energy levels? I'm hearing other people as well, experiencing things in this aspect as well. Yes, good energy. Good, Robin. Good for you. Good mix of ups and downs. Yes, key conscious. Yes, I've heard of friends who are actually having to rest more because of depletion of their energies. And so, of course, it can be a combination of many things. We're not going to blame it on the sun alone. We know that there's also other things, and maybe it's also, out there all around us, news and things that come our way, and we have to balance all of that off in our experience. So good to see you all. Great. So I will leave the chat open in case you would like to make comments. And as soon as I have a chance to, I will go back there and read them. And also open for you to, you can ask your questions there and then we will answer them. And also, if you would like then at the end of this session, which is about 60 minutes, so please set aside 60 minutes of your precious time. And I am so grateful for your presence and time again, so that we can copy that name in the system and we can check your codes and see whether or not and where in your soul star you are carrying this gorgeous abundance code number 4. Okay, and we're going to go deeper with all of the qualities and properties of code number 4, the golden code of abundance. Okay, dear friends. So yes, basically, I would like to start off, first of all, just in case, as we always do, my name is Sandra Belen Thomas, and I am a soul blueprint codes illuminator. I'm also a Reiki master, and I also am an ascension coach, and I also do these beautiful, that I have so much fun, these shows and events. And this year with Wondrous Conversations, inviting beautiful speakers on the topic of abundance with their own perspectives, our own tools, which you may, use at your own, preference. And we're all here to assist you with all of this. And it's so much fun to be live with you so that we can connect more in person. We have a chance to get to know one another more deeply. This is at least my intention and my hope. So yes, so dear friends, in terms of all what is going on in abundance, let's get now into the topic. And little by little, we'll get to code number 4. So let me just say that it is all about radiance. It's all about the frequency that we are all expressing at this time. And it's all about coming into alignment with the frequency. You know that everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. And these expressions by Tesla and Einstein are so, resonating and so being repeated out there and everywhere in the spiritual community, right? But what does it mean? It really means that. So everything, even solids, have a certain vibration. Now, when it comes to abundance, we're talking about, of course, abundance of all sorts, all forms of abundance. It's not just the money, which, of course, is something so important in our physical plane, to have access to a great life, to opportunities, to growth and expansion. And also other forms of abundance, meaning abundance of, knowledge, wisdom, generosity, time, friendships, relationships. It's all about that. Now, that is also per se a certain level of frequency. So it would be nice at this point to check with ourselves and say, so how am I vibrating? Am I vibrating in a state of peace, trust, and knowing that the universe has my back, and therefore I'm beginning to feel this abundance, this confidence that all is well? And are you working with your avenues of expression, your thoughts, your feelings, your words, your hands, meaning your deeds, your actions, under the same, token? Are these things in alignment with abundance, with prosperity, with wealth? Because, I'm giving you the first tip here. There is only one way that we can actually manifest that which we desire, which is total and perfect alignment. Heart, feelings, word, imagine the center, right? The throat level, and the head, meaning the thoughts. So is there correspondence of these 3 centers in terms of how I am vibrating through speech, through words, through thoughts, through feelings? Well, we need to work on these things in order to manifest anything that we desire. So it's total certainty that this has happened, that this is true in my life now, in all forms of expression. Again, all those 4 avenues. So if one of them is not in alignment, we need to keep practicing until we align all these 4 avenues of expression for creativity. So once that is in alignment, we're closer and closer to that moment where it happens in our physical reality, you know? So this happens with money, it happens with job opportunities, it happens with businesses, it happens with some form of, you know, the power to create new things, bringing it into the physical plane. So all of these are part of the same thing. It's all about creation. So this is one of the things I would ask you to think about. Are you in alignment? All of that needs to be in perfect, you know, place, in its perfect place. So I would like also then to ask you then if you're also, meaning in terms of clarity, in terms of purification, this is another aspect of a manifestation that is so important, to have a vessel that is ready for that manifestation. And when I speak of manifestation here, friends, I'm speaking only in terms of co-creation with the divine. You will say, well, there are so many people who are, you know, manifesting lots of money, and maybe through foul means. That's not what I mean here. What I mean here is always co-creating abundance of all good things with the divine within us, and all of our spirit guides around us. We're always with them. They're always with us. Our guardian angels, whatever you feel is your team, your spirit guides, your team working with you in your spiritual journey. So what I'm trying to say here, how are we doing? What are we doing in terms of self-awareness of the purification of this channel? We are conduits of light. So of course, the clearer the conduit, the easier for these, you know, beautiful gifts to come into this plane through us, into our physical reality in manifestation of what we have, created through our thoughts, again, feelings and words and deeds. So all of this needs to be, all of these are the ingredients. It's not just say, okay, I think about it, I sit on a chair and I just wait. There's actually a lot of work here. There's a lot of work in terms of frequency, achieving the frequency, number one, in alignment with all of that. And number two, keeping it. So in order for us to accelerate the manifestation of these things, and I know it's a challenge because we hear so much going on out there, so much that is out of, you know, harmony and dissonance and noise, and there's a lot of confusion. So there's a lot of focus that is needed here to actually stay there and doing the work every day, as many times a day as possible. So these are things, again, that I'm asking you to just review and see how you're doing with these things. The more that you connect, these are very difficult times in terms of ascension, because we're transitioning from the old paradigm into the new paradigm. And of course, well, the 3D paradigm and structures are, breaking down, then, the new paradigm will try to come in, but the conditions are not yet ready. So we need to create these conditions. And this is a lot of, a lot of energy, a lot of focus, a lot of love, a lot of determination, and having a clear mind as to where am I going. So this is basics in our journeys. We need to always come back to that question, to that center. Where am I going? And by the way, do I know where I'm going or where I want to go? So if we lose track, sometimes we have, moments, cycles in our lives, and we have things going on in our families. We're humans, we relate, and we take care of others, and we're here to support others. And so sometimes we need to take care of other matters, and that's perfectly fine and normal. But then coming back to center and trying again to see how I am doing in these terms. Staying strong in faith is also very, I would say, very advisable these days because of the same things that we were talking about before. So clear vessel, drinking lots of water, healthy food, resting enough, taking care of yourselves, listening to your own heart and see if what you're allowing into your energy fields is good for you or not. What sort of music are we listening to? What movies are we watching? What messages are we allowing into our energy fields, into our awareness? And remember that your subconscious mind is recording everything. and then it will somehow rather be there ready for manifestation. Okay, so all of these things, please bear in mind as well in the manifestation process. How clear are we? And so that being said, remembering that everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. And now we're going into the point, because now we're beginning to talk about the soul blueprint codes illumination system. It's a long name. Basically, just a quick, a brief review. It's just, a system that uses an alphanumeric component, and this is 22 codes that are linked, the 22 fire letters of the Hebrew alphabet, sacred language, and it's all based with creation codes, or sacred codes as I call them, because they're linked into creation itself. Now, all of the codes and all of those letters are embedded in a system whereby where we enter our names, we can immediately see those codes that have so many meanings, so much power, because they can tell us to the dot what's going on with us and what lessons we came here to learn and to experience, what challenges we bring in, which are more often than not to say always, the effects of what happened before in other lives, in other past lives, that are now here knocking on the door to say, okay, this is pending for your review, pending for acknowledgement, and then doing the inner work and transmuting as another pearl in your toolkit of talents and gifts. Okay, they're not supposed to stay there as challenges, but they're supposed to be worked on until they become additional, gold nuggets, if you will. So all of these things are there, and you can see everything in the six-pointed star, which is your soul star, your soul map. In terms of talents, what gifts you came here to use, God-given gifts, talents that you can, these are your strengths, but are they activated? That's another thing. Maybe they're not so activated. You need to check on these things. And so with these tools, you go through your challenges, your karmic liabilities, your lessons, I like to call them, your shadow side, just to see and to embrace them and make them part of you, how much of that has been done along the way. And then depending on the codes that appear in your Star of David, six-pointed star, or Merkaba in 3D terms, so you can know yourself better, say, oh, okay, so this is happening, you're confirming things, or you're just getting to know more about you at a very deep level. So what about then code number 4? As we were saying, these 22 codes, they're not just, they are very specific sets of qualities, and energies and themes. So as you illuminate your codes and you see, okay, this means this, and that, you have a sense of what's going on with your life, and you have the opportunity to realign yourself with your soul destiny, if you will. Of course, it's all, our own choice. But let's suppose that we're all here trying to really work on our spiritual journeys. All these codes have a meaning. All of these codes carry themes, and some of them carry polarity themes. This is a world of polarities, as we all know, and so you will experience the best of it and the positive, and the worst of it, if you will, the negative aspects. And most of us are somewhere in the middle. It's not that we're here or there. We're somewhere in the middle in our day-to-day experiences, right? Now, when it comes to code number 4, which is the golden code of abundance and prosperity, and I would like to show you the letter is this one. It looks like this. This is Daleth, code number 4. And this is, as you can see here, divine abundance. Okay. Now, when we speak of this beautiful fire letter, this is, of course, one of the fire letters in the Hebrew alphabet, Daleth. When we speak of this letter and this code, it means that there are many things associated with it. It's not just abundance, money, and that's it. There's so much more. And today, friends, I would like to tell you a bit more about what it means, in case you have it. And then, so you have a deeper understanding of what you may be experiencing. This code number 4 carries lots of significance in our soul chart. You know, code number 4, let's talk about the goods and the bads. As everything in this planet, as we said, there are polarity, there is, polarization and opposites. So when it's expressed at its best, it's all about radiance, it's all about generosity, it's all about abundance, prosperity, it's all about sharing. Why? Well, because the planet that rules this code number 4 is none other than the sun. So you can imagine the sun, the gold, imagine the color of the sun, and the color of this code is all about gold, all about abundance, wealth, prosperity, radiance. Everything in creation is abundant. We know that. So how is this expressed in our soul chart? It can be expressed by this code number 4, especially when it appears in the talents position of the chart, which is in its best expression. And it's all about also people. The holder of this code in this position will be someone who can understand lots about finances, lots about business, lots about, how to run, CEOs, companies, and also teaching with great generosity, teaching the wisdom that they have about these areas to other people and experiencing so much joy in the process. This is also part of the goods in the positives of this beautiful code. The code number 4 is therefore also capable of duplicating. It's like when in a positive position, the holder can really duplicate, attract more abundance, more prosperity, or more of something that they value. It's not only about money, right? But maybe about friends, about love. They can duplicate, they can bring in more in their, radius of action in relationships, for example. So it's all about sharing, it's all about skill in these areas. But another thing is very important here, which is, and this is part maybe more so of the negative aspect, because the negative aspect would be precisely that. It would be showing that the holder finds it hard to have this flow of abundance on a regular basis. The force in challenge position will show, that the person is experiencing ups and downs, or, ebbs and flows. And this brings about certain feeling of uncertainty in these people. They may feel like they are not secure. Maybe this brings about a feeling that they're not good enough. What are they doing that things do not seem to, to come out all right in their lives? And so they begin to ask questions about themselves, and they become more self-absorbed, more self-centered. And in so doing, it's just because they are insecure about what's going to happen to them. And so these things may bring about a little bit of an arrogance, but just to a certain degree, depending on the case. But, it's just because they need to protect themselves from their insecurity, And so it's all about not trusting themselves. And maybe because also they were not in an atmosphere when they were children, maybe they were not in an atmosphere where they were, receiving this security, this safety from their own parents. It may be the case. And their parent relationship with this child may not have been the best. So all of these things create in the adult this shield to protect themselves. And they may become a little bit of narcissistic. Sometimes it may be a degree of this as well when the code number 4 appears in a challenge position, okay? So these are things that need to be observed, need to be acknowledged and worked on. Because again, as we were saying before, these are blockages to the flow of abundance that we are so much trying to attract into our lives. Remember, clean vessels. That is why it is so important to work on our shadow side, because these shadows are blocking, the flow of everything, all of the blessings, all of the good that we are so longing to have and experience in our lives, you see. So yeah, so there may be, as I was saying, the polarity theme here in challenge position for code number 4, the code of abundance, will also express the theme of polarity, the theme of fertility or infertility as well. Okay, what does it mean? Many of these people are having difficulty in bearing children, or the opposite, having too many kids, unexpected kids. But this is not just with childbearing, it's also having to do with creativity in general, in all areas of life. So there may be difficulty in creativity coming into the holder, and so being able to create things into the physical plane that will also be a contribution, by the way, to society. We're all here to contribute in some way, shape, or form in society, right? We're leaving something here. We're of service of some kind to others. So all of these things of the number 4 code, therefore, will then bring about these characteristics, And in terms of, for example, connection with the earth, the number 4 being a physical, in nature, physical code category wise, there is also a connection with nature, Mother Earth, or not. If it's in the positive expression, then there will be a very easy and comfortable and loving connection with, Mother Earth and all of the cycles. And the holder of the number 4 code will be someone who will feel comfortable and knowing that all is well in their lives, that there are ups and downs, that all is well, and this is part of who we are. And also giving us the opportunity in this way, by waiting for the flow to come in again, is an opportunity indeed to taste and appreciate the abundance that comes to our hands when we have it. So it's an opportunity that the experience is giving us to know, okay, and to appreciate the small things as well, not just the huge things, but also the smaller things in life. So to be appreciative and exercising patience and above all, trust. So trust is a quality that is very, very strong with code number 4. It's a key lesson to trust in nature, trust that they're not alone, trusting that, the universe has their back and all is well. So this is a wisdom, that is developed when we learn this lesson. So lesson here in this challenge position for code number 4 is to learn the lesson of trust, of patience. This is the wisdom of this code. So it's not all about having nuggets of gold and gold coins and all of that, but the gold here indeed is also in the learning of such lessons as the appreciation and generosity, radiance, sharing, this abundance of that which is so much in the presence of this person holding this code number 4, especially in talent's position. Again, all of these codes may be in whichever position in the chart, may be activated or not activated so much. So that is another thing to bear in mind. And that can be tested as well. How much of my number 4 code is activated in my talents position, or in my challenge position, or in my goals position. Okay. So yes, trust, patience, the wisdom of waiting and knowing, having this peace of heart that the universe is supporting us in whatever we need. And there is the clearing of the vessel, allowing for whenever time is right, in divine timing, that will come into our lives, and all is well. So all of these are lessons, very, very much linked into code number 4. And so, yes, it's all about using these opportunities for growth, sharing the knowledge, the wisdom, especially, yes, as we said before, in these areas associated with finances, associated with businesses, teaching businesses, sharing this knowledge, and also radiating from the heart out. The color is gold, and it's all about also peace. And there is, of course, as we said, a very good reason for why the peace component is part of the same frequency. Peace and abundance, they go really linked intimately together. It's not possible to experience peace if you're not abundance, and the reverse is also true. So yeah, again, check on your belief systems. Do you feel you're abundant now as we speak here? What is your feeling? What are your thoughts? What are your belief systems about your particular and unique relationship with abundance, financial wealth, financial abundance, wealth, or abundance of any other topic for that matter? This is a question that I would like you to consider. So it is practice, it is a frequency, and it's the holding of the frequency of trust, peace, wisdom that all is well in my world and all is coming my way. And already I am here and now, in the eternal moment of now, I am experiencing this abundance right here and right now. So yes, just these things, please consider and ponder about all of these things. And so in terms of names, therefore, going back to our names, sometimes our soul, before birth, it has a plan. Indeed, it does have a plan. And based on the experiences that we had in past lives, it is now wanting to have or create opportunities for experiencing different situations with surely the same people with different roles in this current incarnation, so that we have a chance to, balance off whatever was not in balance before. Maybe there was abuse of something in connection with other people in certain circumstances. And now we are having, because of soul planning and design, we're having an opportunity to experience the same from our perspective, so that we can have a better understanding of what it feels like to be in this situation from the other role, the opposite role. So maybe now we are in lack. What does it feel like when maybe we had lots of money in another lifetime and we were not generous, and we would not share of our time, our money, our support, our compassion with others, right? So in this incarnation, now we're called and given the opportunity, not as punishment, of course, but as a lesson to be learned in terms of, okay, how are we having now this opportunity to learn and see what it feels like for ourselves. And so probably in this incarnation, we will have an opportunity to protect and to take care and to support people who in other circumstances, in other lifetimes, we may have just, overlooked. So everything is about balance in our lives, in life in general. It's all about that, finding balance and understandings and lessons learned. So friends, I would like to see if you have any questions so far. It's great because it's all you and myself, so I can expand a bit more on my field of expertise to the best of my abilities, but connecting more with you. If you do have any questions right now, it would be, I'm just looking and see if you have any questions so far. You can just share it in the chat. And in the meantime, so I would like you then, before we plunge into opening the system for you to include and enter your names and see what we find in terms of your encoding, let me just say that just as always, we offer here special, offers for you, so that you can make the most of these windows of opportunities that we're offering here during the events. And this time around, I'm offering 3 sessions, which are very, very important for us to actually find the revelations and the messages hidden in our codes. So one of those sessions is exactly that, finding your abundance code, to see more about that in depth and one-on-one sessions or opportunities to talk about these things in more personalized ways. And also because this is something that is so pertaining to the whole chart with the 7 codes, you will also have a description of all other codes in talents positions. There are 2 codes in talent, 2 codes in gold and 2 codes in challenge position, and the central code, number 7, the most important one, which is the soul destiny code, carrying the message and how to connect all of the dots. What does it mean in terms of themes and lessons to be learned? And then there is the second one is about changing those letters, those codes that are not supporting you, that are not beneficial for you. Because you may have reached a point where you have been trying many times and things seem to go slow, or you're stuck, or it looks like you have to put a lot of effort and energy into achieving those goals. So you see that something is not flowing well. So you have a chance to change or tweak a name, a letter, or maybe 2, or just change the whole thing. This is called name optimization, or the rebirth, which is a complete change. It's like rolling the dice again for the codes that you are looking for. And these codes are associated again with the new names, and this is all checked in the system to see if the names that are now chosen carry the codes that we are looking for with the themes that we are looking for. And so you can change your game. You change your name, you change your game. Okay, so this is all possible, and it's okay to change our names if we feel, after trying several times in our lives, that things are not really working for me. It's okay to do that, because we are creators of our lives, okay? And we can actually talk with our own divinity, to the Christ within us, or to the spirit within us, to our soul, and say, okay, I've tried many times, so I have, this is really going very slow for me. This is not working. I'm going to do something about my name, about my vibration, to be something else, to vibrate as something closer to what I want to express and to achieve in my life. And that's perfectly okay. Because many people say, well, but if this is what my soul planned for me, how? Well, it is possible under these circumstances and in these terms. We're connecting, we're being sincere and honest with our soul, saying, well, I tried, but this is not working for me, and I want to move forward. And so you can change your name. This is a rebirth, or the name optimization, by just picking something, and the code that you're looking for example, the abundance code, if it's not there, comes into your new soul chart based on the new name. Okay, and everything is checked there. There's a protocol, there's a preparation. It takes one week to get ready for it, and it's possible to do this by thinking, connecting with your soul, being totally sincere and honest with yourself, and say, okay, hey, this is what I would really love to have in my life. And so names begin to flow creatively, intuitively to you. You write them down, you have a list. We check in the system to see the codes that you're looking for. So you need the list of qualities that you're looking for, and see if there is a match, a correlation between name and codes that are seen in the system. And so bingo, you have the codes, you have the new name that you have chosen because it sounds good, it feels good, and because you're ready for that change. You change your name, you change your game, friends. And so the number 3 offer that I'm just given, because I think it's also so important, and it is the white gold session, which is going deeper into all of this information. We're now diving into source energy type other than human. So we can go into some galactic origins. If you're a star seed, I can check into what kind of a star system you're from, asking for permission if this is possible, which will be connecting with your higher self, with your permission, and see if that is possible, if that is shown. Another important information is what health issues you're here and challenged to address in this life, and what recommendations can be shared to just, deal with all of these things. What level in your initiation level are you at in your spiritual or ascension journey? That is something that can also be checked in the white gold session. It's all about going much deeper with all of those codes that you bring. And I also use your date of birth, for more information. That data is also important here. So also the archetypes, how to lead your life, you know, in alignment with your soul destiny. The archetypes are also revealed and shared there. So there is a lot of information that you can have with regards to the white coat session, and also what past liabilities, what happened in the past, what sort of persona you had in other past lives that is now affecting this current incarnation where you are presenting certain patterns that are being repeated, and so you can connect for the benefit of your own growth now. Okay, it's just what needs to be known in this current incarnation for this present moment that is relevant for you now. Okay, so yeah, this is all of the things that I wanted to just talk about for special offers. And I think that Agustin is sharing now the link. He will be including the link here, the Calendly link, so that you can check all of those things. And in this sense, you can just connect and see what else, more information, you can go there, friends. And yes, that being said, and this is our second half of our meeting today, I would be opening for questions, and I will be opening also for the system. I would like now to connect with all of these things, and I'm just opening the system, and I would love for you to raise your hand and to literally, and let me just prepare here. Okay. So, oh. Okay, so we're here, and I would like now to check with you to see who's ready to share a question, to ask a question, or maybe share the name, and so we see what we find. Are you excited? I'm so excited. This is so fun. At the same time, it's serious, but at the same time, this is the fun part, I would say. Hi, Robin. So good to see you. So good to see you, Robin. So good to see you. Okay, so let me just, I'm just checking with the system and putting things in place. And okay, all right. Now, where is my chat? Where is my chat? I'm just trying to get there. Okay. Okay, now I'm having problems with sound. Robin, would you like to ask a question? Yeah? Can you unmute yourself?
Okay, can you hear me all right?
I can hear you perfectly
Good.
fine. Thank you. Yeah. We've been talking about some of this stuff, but do you have a question, or would you like to check something in particular with the system today? I'm all ears here.
Well, while you were explaining all of the different things that the Abundance Code 4 can bring in and can do, is it okay to find a mantra to say to associate myself and remind myself?
Okay, so let's just go into, remind me of your full name here, please.
ROBIN and then 5 coat, FIVECOAT.
Yes, right. No middle name, right?
Well, I do have a middle name, and it's Andrea.
Andrea. Okay, so we need to use it because this is the one in the birth certificate, right? So we need to
Yes.
use it. Okay, so let's take a look here. And okay, so let me see what's going on here. All right. So let me see. Can you just see the soul star here? Can you see it?
Oh, yeah. It's good. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So yeah, I remember you had your 4 9s. Yes, excellent. So yeah, code number 4, as you can see, is not there. Okay. So whenever you have a situation where are you experiencing any of the characteristics of the four, like in terms of the trust aspect, in terms of the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs of the abundance coming in, money, or whatever you're expecting, whatever you're looking for? How is that working in your day-by-day experience?
What I'm finding is that my intent is steady and the enthusiasm along with that. So I can see it, you know, it's golden but then I lose action. I get fatigued easy and I undermine myself. And it's almost like I can find myself putting on the brakes.
Hmm. Okay, so when we are feeling these symptoms or these, when we're feeling this sort of energy, what is the opposite positive to this state of feeling or feeling state? What is the opposite positive description of that?
Limitless, li- more availability to create.
Okay,
It
stop
just
there.
feels like it's up and it's down, and um,
Okay,
there always seems to be enough, but then it subsides. It's like, okay, you got enough, and then it'll use up everything that I've got, and then it'll come back in, and it'll be bright, and it'll be full, and it'll be enough again, and then that enough just kind of ebbs into squandering or into, okay, you've used it all, and then it will come back again where so I think
okay.
the word is, how do I go from limited or enough to more than enough, or limited to limitless?
Well, first off, you need to believe that you can do that. So you need to, within your belief system, you need to enter that thought, that belief. You need to bypass what you already are experiencing, feeling that it's already a given in your experience. By the way, the ebb and the flow, because the four is not here, it's not necessarily your major lesson in this lifetime, because you don't have the four, which means that you're so focused on other themes, other experiences in this incarnation of yours. However, as per what we said before, in terms of I want to experience abundance flowing constantly, and of course, there's not, pouring gold coins into my hands every single day, but you can still say and feel that you are in a constant, abundant flow. Okay, so let's create an affirmation for you together. You mentioned limitless or limitlessness. How can you start an affirmation starting with I am in the present or present continuous tense, where you are already experiencing that flow, that limitless flow of abundance of suspensive dots, and you complete whether it be money, financial, or time, or friends, or whatever it is that you would love to see already manifesting in your life.
Well,
So
I'm laughing because what I had before you suggested that I had already written down, I have. I have everything I need. And now that you're saying I am, I can hear myself already switching it into I am enough. But there's a
yes,
limit.
I am in the endless flow of abundance. I am living, because it's more powerful to say I am, because you're using the creator force of the two, the name of God in you. I am in the constant flow of abundance, and I am grateful for that. That could be one. So if you would like to write
Absolutely.
it down, okay? So
Yeah.
starting with I am in a constant flow of abundance. And you can add maybe abundance of money, abundance of resources, abundance of time, abundance of friends, abundance of creativity, whatever you want to have already, take it as a given, because we always live like at soul level in the eternal moment of now. So it's already given. We
Right.
ask and it is given, but we need to believe it. So here the trick is to believe that this is the case and to hold it until it really not really, it is already here. You see how we trick ourselves?
Yeah.
So hold it until it's manifesting. But in your subconscious mind, you're tricking your subconscious mind by saying that it's already in your reality. And so you're forcing, all of the ethers and all of the energies around you in the quantum field to manifest into the physical, that which you are wanting. And it's not good to use wanting, but you're desiring, let's say, to manifest. So the words want and need are not really good here. Let's try to avoid them as much as possible and use the be, I am, I am, I am, I am, in the flow of abundance, or in a constant flow of abundance, and all is well in my life. I trust the universe has my back. And we repeat this affirmation. It needs to resonate with you. If it does resonate with your heart, it's good to repeat it every day. Every time you remember, oh, here I go. And you repeat it to yourself 3 times every time. And make it known to your subconscious mind, which is already hearing everything and cannot tell right through from whatever is in the physical or not, in imagination or out in the real physical world. So the world of form. So make it known to your subconscious mind by repeating it through repetition. This is how it works. We need to bypass what we already have incorporated there over the years. So we need to believe this is working. This is happening now. It is a given. Stay there, stay focused, and believe this is already happening. So yes, in terms of your soul chart, yes, we mentioned that you have your theme here, because your dominant vibration is 8 and 9. You have other themes here that your soul is interested in you to focus on or to expand or explore, which are the 8s, all about connection with the earth. Is a very physical code in category. So all about connection with earth, with people, with yourself, your physical aspect, your boundaries, your emotions. How are you establishing healthy limits to what is good for you, so that make the others know, no, enough here. And so you establish your emotional boundaries to people, how far you're allowing others to intrude your decisions, you see, your choices, you see, how much are you giving away your power. And you have 4 9s. Okay, so your topics here are power in the 4 9s that you have here, a lot of power there. And this is your soul destiny, the dragon energy, and the 8s in connection with Mother Nature, with connection with the physical plane. And that includes, again, yourself, emotions, the body, the emotional body, society, how you're connecting and grounding yourself, nature, all of these things, boundaries. It's got to do with all of these things. Those are your themes here. If you're looking for the number 4 code and you would like to include that also, we need to make a tweak or a change in the name, so that will bring in the code of abundance. To bring in that theme. It's not that we are looking to change these codes. It's actually good codes. I mean, all codes are good in their positive aspect. But if we're interested particularly in the abundance aspect of whatever you are desiring for yourself, including finances, including money, then to have a 4, code number 4 in the talents position would be super beneficial. And it's a matter of just testing and see what names or what changes can bring about the code number 4, so that it's already resonating, with you in your frequency as per the sound vibration of the new name. By how you're using your name, asking others to call you by the new name, and this is the name optimization, or changing it altogether in a rebirth, which will be a bigger change of name. And so the new sound vibration, everything is sound, everything is vibration. Names have a particular unique vibration, and so by the sound vibration and by association of all these codes to all of the letters of the new name, new codes come in, new codes come on board. And so we are inviting in the code of abundance, for example, or whichever other code that we're looking for. We're today focusing on abundance, right? But it would be good for creativity, or for teaching, or for including everything, for experiencing different things, for allowing, more skills with science or traveling. I mean, there's different themes.
Yeah.
This one today is about abundance, radiating the goodness of the sun, the light, the generosity, the goodness of all good things, including abundance and wealth, when we're here in this incarnation, particularly to actually claim our birthright of abundance, infinite abundance for ourselves. Of course, we're going to use it wisely. That goes without saying. We are on the spiritual path, and we are here to learn to use it wisely, so that otherwise we would be, falling into karmic liabilities again and again. We don't want to go there again. To use it in balance, sharing these goodness, these things with others. This is what our skills or talents, our abundance is supposed to be doing in this particular incarnation, sharing what we have. Once we are these things, we embody these things to share it with others. And this is the trick of collaboration and cooperation and the new humanity, collaboration. Yes. So how does this sound?
Sounds wonderful. I find, and I've just learned recently, thanks to my two friends that I collaborate in business, they told me to find out what my human graphic is. And I found out that I'm a projector, which makes so much sense, because what you're saying is, how do I ground it in? How do I take all that I work with in the higher dimensions, which is where I love to be, and bring it into the 8, bring it into the earth, bring it into me? And my mind, I'm searching, I'm asking. And all I can come back to is, I'm projecting all of these options, and I can visualize all of these probabilities, possibilities into actuality.
Yeah.
And yet nothing really grounds in.
Well, it's actually part of your journey, because the 8s are in talent position. You already carry this. Now, check with the study and see if you have how much of that has been transmitted into the positive aspect, even though in talent position, because we activate things to a certain degree, more or less, and that will be seen in our ways of feeling how we are facing our reality by the way and the degree or percentage, let's say, of activation of the codes. Because we may have the codes, but they're not activated enough to be felt in our experience, Now, you also have the aids in challenge, so you're kind of half and half. You do have the talents, but you also have them in challenge position. So it may be the case that you're not feeling the connection as fully as it would be the case if you only had the 2 8s in talents without the 8s in challenge position, which is kind of balancing up a little bit, like maybe neutralizing it, but still you do have them in the two positions. So there may be a certain difficulty in your connection with the divine, but you do carry the eight. So keep asking, connecting with yourself in peace, in quiet, in stillness, finding that quiet moment every day until you exercise the connection and you find it. And once you find it, you ask your questions and the answers will be given. It's really practice, just like anything else. So you do carry the talent to do that. You see? Yes, Robin, you do carry all of that, all of the, what you need to do that.
And a
So-
lot of the times I just leave my last name off and I just go with Robin Andrea.
Well, yeah.
And sometimes I even throw in my business name with it, Robin Akashic Energy or Robin Energy Artisan.
So if we look into that, no, you still don't carry the number 4 code. Robin Andrea still doesn't carry the 4. Are you interested in, really, my next question would be, are you looking forward to maybe having the code in your frequency? Is it something that is maybe that you're thinking about?
Yeah.
If that's the case, that you can tweak your name and look for it, and that can be checked, and you can see what other names resonate with you and see if they carry the frequency of the code number 4 of abundance. That can be very easily and perfectly checked. So yeah, drop me a line or just go into the Calendly, okay? And if you have questions, about that possibility, that indeed can be done for sure. Yes.
Right. Good.
Okay.
Good. Thank you so much, Sandra. This is tons of
Thank
great
you.
information. I appreciate
There's
you.
lots more, but it's only a certain amount that we can include in every time that we meet with all of you guys. So thank you so much, Robin. It's been my pleasure seeing you here today and sharing
Always.
your
You too.
presence. Thank you, dear. So is there anybody else who would like to enter the name and see what codes they carry? Anybody raising their hands? Any questions?
I would like to have a turn. I would love to have a turn.
Yes. Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. Karen?
Karen, yes.
Yeah. Hello, Karen. Good to see you here.
Hi.
Awesome. Do you have a middle name?
Yes, it's Lynn.
Karen. Lynn.
NN.
Oh, Ly, sorry.
Lynn.
Lynn. And Wilder. Is Wilder your maiden name?
No, it's my married name. Keen was my maiden name. Keene is my maiden name.
Keene. Keen. Okay, so it's Karen. This is the one that appears in your birth certificate?
Yeah, Karen Lynn Keen.
Okay, we need that one. That's the one that we use here, which is the first one that was printed in our first human document. So yeah, that's the one that we use here. Okay, Karen, so let's check and see what we find, okay?
Sure.
All right. Well, here's your chart. And you see that there is one here. There is one in challenge position. And it's actually the second component of a combined code, which is 2 codes in 1, 13-4. And it happens in challenge position. So are you experiencing any of the, attributes or descriptions that we talked about in the intro today? Are you experiencing anything of maybe ups and downs, or maybe some sort of difficulty in connecting with emotions, maybe with a maternal energy, sometimes even with a mother, the energy of giving, maternal, nurturing, the idea of radiating, of giving out. Are you experiencing certain, challenges there?
Well, I spent 20 years taking care of my mom with dementia, and she passed away 2 years ago
Sorry about
at
that.
almost the age of 90. So she lived a good
A
long
long
life.
life. Okay. Okay, good.
And we were very close our whole lives. We lived together on and off, and very close. I've always been a giver. I'm a huge empath. Like ever since I was a child, everybody used to tell me their problems because they knew they could trust me, and I wouldn't blab it to everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see your 10-1 here in the center, which is the code in your soul destiny. I just can tell you that what you're telling me here is shown in your 10-1, which is a code of service. Okay.
I was a
10-1
gymnastic coach for 40 years and a substitute school teacher for 15 years at the same time. And
Yeah.
now I'm working on building my own coaching business around channeling with the angels, subconscious release, energy healing, basically.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, so the 4 here is like embedded with the 13. The 13 is the energy of the mother, is Shin, which is one of the mother letters, initial letters that came out after the point of creation in the Hebrew book of creation. It happens that the 13-4 is one of the 3 major letters, and it's all about the divine mother, the divine feminine energy, and the 4 that comes out of it, which is 1 + 3, 4, would have, like, in a way, some of the energy of the 4. It's not in full, but it's present there nonetheless, and which is basically, again, now it would be interesting to check if you have translated and transmuted the aspects of the blockages of the 13-4, which you have probably because you've been taking care of your mom. I would say, I suspect, we have to check it, that you have transmuted much of it, because we work on that. And even though the code doesn't change because it's there, when we check, we can see if there was work done to transmute the negative aspect or the negative expression into the opposite positive expression, which I suspect it may be the case with you, Karen, because you've been working so much with your mom. And so maybe, it is somewhere on a different plane of energy wise here, so it is not in the talents position, but it looks like it has been transmitted. So what it would mean is that you're in a position to radiate your love, and you have indeed, because you've been showing care, support, and love to your mom for quite some time. And this is sharing and radiating, care, support, and love. So this is the abundance that you have been sharing with your mom. As we said before many times, it's not abundance only of money and finances, but it's also abundance of all good things, you see? And so this is shown here. The challenge codes, or the codes and challenge position rather, they are here to be transmuted. And it seems to me, even though I'm not checking, but it seems to me by your story that you have been already worked a lot on this and making it shine the good stuff here of this code. Okay, so yes, it's about now continuing radiating and sharing the good heart that you have with others, because this is surely your mission, and in tandem with the 10-1, which is a code of humanitarian service. As you're here in a way, a hand of God, you have, I don't know if you have experienced that, but this code is showing a great connection with the Godhead. The 10-1 connects with God straight on, and they can be good psychics. They can be very intuitive and good healers. So the 10-1 is awesome in that sense. Lots of service to humanity and lots of spiritual gifts in the 10-1s. Now, in order to develop all of these things, all of the aspects of the 10-1, meaning in all of the positions, which are challenges, talents, and goals, also need to be experienced before the 10-1 can be fully, or any other code in soul destiny position can be fully embodied, and experienced. But it looks like, by what you're saying, by what you do, it looks like you've been doing a good job so far. Anyway, I'm just saying, I don't have the tools here. It's not the moment to test, to check all of this, but it feels like this is what you're bringing in on the plate right now, Karen. Do you have any questions?
Just one, the last part there where you said the God connection. So like I didn't grow up religious. Like I grew up, my mom raised us Unitarian Universalism, and they were always accepting of everybody before now, you know, that way back when they were accepting of people of all different backgrounds. And so, but I always struggle with my, like, is God there or isn't he, until the last 2 years when I really dived into this work deep and have been working on clearing all my negative energy and my lack and limitation and all that kind of stuff. I work on it every day, multiple times a day. So
It shows.
I guess, thank you. I've just recently started this channeling with the angels, and I really enjoy the angel energy. And it's also new to me. I guess I'm hesitant or shy about like trying to speak or ask directly for God's guidance, but you're saying it's okay for me to do that. In fact, I probably should be doing that more.
Yeah, well, actually, I would suggest that you do that, Karen, because you have a 17-8 there, which is, I'm sorry, I mean, you may not have been so religious, and this is not just religious, this is spirituality.
Spiritual,
So
yeah.
it's not that we're talking about a particular religion. It's our divine,
Right.
we're spirit in a physical body. We're not a human being with interests in spirituality. We are spirit. So it's actually the other way around. It depends on our perspective, but from our origins, we're spirit, temporarily having a human experience, right? And you have a 17-8 here, and this is showing you. I could tell you more if I had more time, but honestly, the 17-8, Karen, is showing that you have, and I tell you what the 17 means very succinctly, and it is the mouth of God. What does it mean? Again, service. Again, sharing things of truth, higher truths, you know, so you're here to do something more than just being, you're here to connect with people.
Okay, that's what I've been feeling in my heart, and that's what the work I'm doing. So thank you very much. I feel aligned. It's helping me, connect.
Perfect. Yeah.
Sure.
If you want to know more, just drop me a line or just just book a session. I will be glad to give you more information. But these are just some hints for you to know.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you, Karen. So we have time for, I know that we're past 15 minutes, but if you have more time, I would be willing to do one more because maybe my intro took a little longer than I had expected. So, okay, you have another hand. Good. So key conscious emanation. I love that. Key or T? How do you say that? Key or T?
Key.
Key.
Yeah.
Key. Conscious emanation. Are you actually there in Hawaii?
Yes.
Oh my God, such a beautiful place.
Sure.
Welcome. So I would need, so do you have a question or would you like me to check your codes here?
Yeah, I think I'm open to receive. So if you'd like to just check them, I wrote my info in the chat, so you could just copy and paste.
Oh, okay. Yeah, perfect. So you know what? I cannot see the chat. Okay, here, let me see. All right. Yeah, now I got it. So let me go there and find your name. Okay. So this is your name, Jennifer, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So did you change your name out of a rebirth or something, or it's just resonated with you, Karen?
You mean
Jennifer? Yes, I mean here. Did
Okay.
you, like the key conscious emanation, is it something that you did out of your heart, meaning that you like that and it's really representative of you, of your energetics right now? Yeah.
Yeah. So I was adopted around 9 by marriage, and then my birth certificate changed my last name. And then just recently I work with Ina Sherry. So I work.
Yeah.
And
Hi, Sherry, if she's seeing here. I don't know if she's present.
She's wonderful.
Oh, she's so lovely. Yeah.
Yeah. So I work with her, and recently my soul name came in, and I just kind of shortened it to
Oh,
Key instead of doing the
oh,
Luana.
perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, now I have a question. You said that soon after your birth, you changed your name in the birth certificate. I need to have the name that was in your birth certificate for at least the first 6 months.
RAI is the last name.
RAI. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
the original one.
Okay. And the first two names, the names are okay. So Jennifer
Yeah.
N would be the one name that you had at least until the first 6 months from your birth. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So nonetheless, we need to take a look here. But what you have is a beautiful name. It's an overlay name. And this is what you've chosen. And that's perfectly great because this is what you resonate with. However, we need the birth name anyway to see what we bring. And you don't have the full code here. Okay, so anyway, do you have any questions particularly about your chart? E.
I'm not sure yet.
Okay, so if we're looking, if you're finding your abundance code, it's not here. And it may be, as always, as we've been saying so far, is that your soul was looking to exercise some experience in other fields, basically, okay? Now, the soul doesn't know what it feels like or doesn't remember what it feels like to have shortage of money, probably. That's why many people choose to change their name to attract the code of abundance in their lives after connecting at soul level and saying, hey, I am ready to make some changes because I need it. And things here are different from what we thought before this incarnation. So all of these private, intimate conversations you can hold with your own soul if that's the case, okay? So, okay, so what we see here is already, if you just have something, a very short and general thing, your soul destiny is 11-2. And what it means that your major message would be something like you're here to support people with a wise, elevated truths, you know, using systems. They can be technical systems or spiritual systems like this system, the Soul Blueprint Codes Illumination System is a system which is to me 50-50 spiritual and so accurate that it can also be even scientific. But you using that, using your own strength and resilience because of the two component here, okay? So this is what you came here to do, support people. The two is the coach, the two is the support, the feminine supportive compassionate energy of the divine feminine, which is here. The 11 is the two pillars, you standing on your own 2 feet, emotionally and financially, to support yourself first and then to support others when they come to you for assistance. So you are kind of a pillar, a support for others in this mission of yours. This is at your highest. We have different roles, different missions, but what is shown in the soul chart and the soul blueprint codes illumination system is the highest that our soul aspires for us to achieve in this incarnation, which is probably the most important incarnation of all we've had so far. And so, yeah, the 11-2 would be all of these things. And then, yes, you have some we all have challenges. Yours would be in the field of communication and creativity here, and in the field of connection with earth, with, you know, connection with yourself, maybe establishing boundaries and saying, no, enough is enough. That sort of thing would be sort of the aspects that you need to be looking into in your life lessons in this incarnation. Does it ring a bell? Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So this is basically, it's just some nuggets of gold there for you at a surface level, just so you know at least what messages is. This is the most important. The challenge aspect is also important because this is what we came here to do. Okay. And so, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. You're my
Does it
welcome.
difference
Yes.
by a different last name or a different name currently?
Sorry, I couldn't hear.
Will it make a difference if you go by a different last name now?
to try now. Well, we need more time to do that. But yes, by
Right.
trying a different name, the protocol will explain everything about that, which is creating a list of at least 5 names.
Mhm.
So you change the position, you change one name, you change 2 names, you take out a name, you include a name that resonates. Well, you're already using emanation, conscious emanation, right? So it would be nice to check that name with more time. We could check it and see what codes you have in this one, which would be
Oh,
your overlay name, okay?
yeah.
And see what you were at soul level code into your frequencies by choosing this particular name, G. So it would be interesting to check and see what codes you have in that name. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Yeah. I woke up one day with that name in my head and was like, do something with it.
Yeah. Well, if you're interested, please just drop me a line or just, sign up for a session. I love these things. I just love to give understandings of the codes, which are pure information, pure messages, pure revelations. So yeah, there's so much more that we can talk about. Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
Please drop me a line or book a session, and they're in very good affordable prices right now. So if you would like to, please, I would be more than happy to take a look there and see what you've got.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, G. Okay, friends, so it's 23 minutes past the hour. It's been such a pleasure to be here with you, and I'm really hoping that you've enjoyed this time together. Hopefully bringing you more enlightenment regarding all the codes today, particularly the code number 4, which is the code of abundance of all good things, radiating that out into the world. And yes, including the component of abundance of money, of wealth, and people who are very skillful with finances, businesses, and all of that is very strongly present here in this energy. So it is all for now, I think. I would love to invite you to our next Manifesting Your Wondrous Abundance. It would be next month. And we are going to have Elizabeth Wood, which we had previously invited, but because of conflicts with other presentations, we just postponed it to next month. But in the meantime, I have enjoyed this time together with you fully so that we have more time to use the system to give you some insights of what you're carrying now in your encoding, in your soul blueprint. Okay, friends, so this is all for now. Stay tuned for tomorrow's email. You will be receiving the replay link into tomorrow's email, so that just check your email during the day, and so that you can have it for listen and to have more information, like fresh information again, or you can of course keep it if you want in notes or things of the sort. So it's all for now. I love you. Take care. Take care of your bodies, of your presences. You are so important in this world. We're making a difference all together. Take care of yourselves. I love you. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Aloha.
Hey, Sandra, I have a quick question.
Yes.
What is the Hebrew letter called for abundance? I can't remember what you called it. Yes.
That one. This is
Yes.
Dalet.
What is
Dalet.
it?
It doesn't say. This is, by the way, Ariela Indigo's deck. So it's Dalet. Dalet. I don't know if I'm saying it okay, but it's TH at the end, so it's Dalet. I hope this is the way it's pronounced. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure. Bye for now. Bye, everybody. Take care.